Happy Thursday, and we're drawing lizard people. Well, lizards, and I guess it's more of a amphibian person that we're drawing. Sort of a fish person, fish type person, fish humanoid, fishinoid, really. And so I had this idea. I don't know, maybe it was a vision, maybe, I don't know what it is. I think sometimes things pop into my head. And I thought, I wanted to draw a lizard amphibious person riding a lizard, rounding up baby chicks in an old west style fashion, and somehow this stuck in my head, and I just wanted to make it, and so I set about doing that. And I just want everyone to know that inside my mind, this was an impossible task. There was no way this was going to happen. I'm not capable of it. It's just not a thing that was ever going to ever be possible. So with that attitude, I started this. I did this yesterday. I started up and I was just like, well, I'll just do it and fail. It'll be fine. I'll do it and fail, and I'll learn something. I'll learn something from the failure. As I got into it, I was like, and believe me, it wasn't entirely like, oh my God, it's happening, even though I didn't think it was possible. The whole time I was like, oh my God, this is not working out. And I just kept sticking with it and making changes. And that's the one thing I like about, illustration programs, about working on the computer, is that I can do bad work and then fix it, which is something I never learned how to do with pen and paper, which I guess it's possible. All the comic artists that I've ever known, and I've been fortunate enough to know quite a few of them, they all used whiteout. Whiteout was their second tool. They had a pen as their first tool. Whiteout was their second tool. So everybody makes mistakes, and everybody has to redraw things. Like for instance here, like the lizard face just was not. I wanted horns, but it wasn't working out. So I decided to go something more turtley with a unihorn. Fixing mistakes makes mistakes not mistakes anymore. It makes them cool things. It makes them successes. So mistakes never. They always get in my way, but it always ends up okay despite them. So we're getting the, we got the lizard person, we got building the lizard now, and I'm getting happier with it. I'm like, oh my God. And around here, I'm like, oh my God, this is working. This is going to happen. This is going to be a possibility. And I'm very happy around this point. And sometimes I get into this, once I feel like it's possible, then it's not interesting to me anymore. Because, hey, I know I can do this. So why should I actually do it? That was something that plagued me in all my schooling was, hey, I know how to do this. Why do I have to do it 57 times? And there's a reason for it, but it always annoyed me. There was a good reason for it, but it always annoyed me. So we got all our stuff. We were putting little toe beans on the lizard, and I forgot the fourth leg. But so I'm so happy that and then I forget it again later. When I darken it up, I forget to redarken it. So now I'm working on shading. I'm trying to build a 3D world here out of a 2D world, and it goes okay. I'm building it where I want, but I haven't put the background in yet, so I don't actually have the light source. I have the light source in my mind of where I want to be, but I don't have the actual light source, right? So you're going to see all this work, and then it's all going to have to be undone. once I get the actual like source in there. But that's okay. Making mistakes are just successes that we haven't figured out how to present properly. What are we doing here? Putting the reins on, putting in, and so I don't know why I got rid of the gills. I didn't like the gills. I wanted more of like an ear hole, and so I went with that, but I got rid of the gills. I should have found a way to implement the both of them. So this was my idea with the chicks, was to have their shape delineated by fuzz without actual lines. This is a thing that stuck in my head, and was part of the reason why I wanted to do it. So I don't know if they actually work, but they do look a little bit fluffy, a little tiny bit fluffy enough for me anyway. And then so we put in the light source, because I like these big suns with the big rays. I like them for some reason, even though that's not what the sun looks like at all. It's nothing like that. It's rarely that big, but I like those big bold suns, and now I'm like, I got to put in actual lighting from the sun, and I got the shadows, but I'm like, I got to put this whole person is in shadow now, so I put some shadow in, and I love these shapes that have opacity, because I can add shading on top of my art. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to art, really, is shapes with opacity. And I think we're getting close to be done. Home on the Deranged, and because it's lizard people, it's amphibians riding lizards and rounding up the chicks, and we got art. And I'm very happy with it. I think it turned out way better than I thought it was in the beginning, and the best art is art that surprises me, right? It's always supposed to surprise you, and whether that actually happens or not is a different thing, but it's surprising me is even better. So, Home of the Deranged. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy the art. I hope the one or two people that are actually watching these enjoy it. So, take care. Thanks a bunch.
Bang. Wow. This has been a Zip Bang Wow production.